Hello again. We're going to look at problem number 1 from section 3.7 or lesson 3.7 about equations of lines in the coordinate plane. This is found on page 190, as you can see here in the problem. We are looking at finding the slope of a line, and if you'll remember, there was a little slogan that you used several years ago when you were learning this, and that is slope is the same as rise over run. Okay, we usually say slope is the letter M. We just use that as a way to do that. So if we're trying to find the slope, say for instance of line B here, which is the orange one or the red one to your right, it's orange on mine, you're going to take rise is the difference in your y value, so it's y2 minus y1, and run is the difference in the x values, which is x2 minus x1. Excuse me, that's a little messy, apologize for that, because rise allows you to go up and down, and what that does is that is the y coordinates that allow you to move up and down, and the run is left and right, and what allows you to do that is your x coordinates. So we can take 2 points that are on that particular one. We're going to do that one right there and that one right there, which is the point -1, 2, as well as the other point, which is 4, -2. And what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to take the difference in the y values, the second one minus the first. So that's where we're getting. And to be really honest, it doesn't matter which order. You can see that they've done it this way. I'm going to choose to do it this way. So it's -2 minus 2 over 4 minus -1. You're going to see that ultimately you get the same answer regardless of which way you go. So -2 minus 2 is -4, and 4 minus a minus actually turns into plus. So either way, you end up with -4/5, and that becomes your slope. Okay. Now, if we looked at the slope of line D, which is a little bit different, line D, if you look carefully at it, it goes straight up and down. Okay, it's a vertical line, and you're going to see something unique about vertical lines, and that is, again, if I were to take 2 points, say this point right here and this point right here, both of which are on line D, then it would be 0 minus -2. Well, I don't need to really write that. It's going to be 0 minus -2 over the difference in the x's, which would be 4 minus 4 on the bottom. Now, what happens here, though, is you get 2 over 0, which is undefined, because anything, when you have a 0 on the bottom, mathematically that is undefined. It's saying how many times will 0 go into 2, and we don't know if that's 1 time or 1,000,000 times or none, no times, so that's really an undefined term. So what they're wanting you to take from this is vertical lines always have a slope of what we call undefined. Okay. Now, the got it section, what's the slope of A? Well, if we look at A carefully, again, we could use that point and that point. Let me erase some of these other ones, because those are 2 points on line A. Then you're going to have, again, the difference in your x values, y values on top, so 7 minus 3, over the difference in your y values, which is 5 minus 2. 7 minus 3 is 4, 5 minus 2 is 3, so my slope for line A would be 4/3. And then finally, the slope of line C, notice that C is right here. Just like this one was a special one because it's vertical, we said it was undefined. What we're going to find out now is that the slope of line C, okay, I'm going to say slope of line C, I'm going to do it kind of like that. Again, if we pick 2 points on there, which would be this one and this one, you're going to have the difference in your y values, which is 7 minus 7, and the difference then in your x values on the bottom, which is 5 minus 1. This time the 0 is on top and not on the bottom. For 2 over 0, notice here that was undefined, but here the 0 is on top. So that means that my slope is simply 0, because 0 can be divided by a number, but a number cannot be divided by 0. So that means the slope of this is 0, and this is a horizontal line. So what I'm trying to say to you is horizontal lines always have a slope of 0. Okay, so horizontal lines always have a slope of 0. Vertical lines, like this one, always have an undefined slope. I hope this was helpful.